Welcome back. I popped into the morgue for someone to eat and beat up some pre-win on the way to the West End. And now I'm going to see if there's anyone else from Ascalon waiting for me as I come in. Yes, I know, I'm going to see to that.
You traitor!
Frickin' resisted. I hate that. Quite a bit. Missed targeting. And now I'm out of stamina. Stop that! Stuck in the goddamn corner again.
It was right to suspect you were not proper acid.
Not quite enough, huh? Well, alright then. I'd better medicine everyone up, talk to who I need to talk to, and get on with things.
Only the first step.
Hello again, Mother.
Jonathan, back already? Good, good. I was just about to go outside to find you. You shouldn't stay away for so long.
I have things to do, Mother.
Do you need my medical attention, Mother?
Oh, you know I always refused to let you listen to my chest, son. It always seemed awkward, even when I felt ill.
I think you should take this. You'll feel better.
I'm not sure I'll ever feel better, but thank you, my son.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
I can't promise anything.
Do you need medical help?
You would save my life, Dr. Reed. I have not felt so bad in many years.
Don't worry. There is nothing serious to fear. I have seen far worse, I can assure you.
I cannot imagine the pain these people must face, then. You have my gratitude, Doctor. This disease has ruined my appetite.
So, did you try the restaurant I recommended?
Oh, yes. I can't thank you enough, my dear Doctor. Exquisite, but expensive. But what is money made for, if not for little pleasure?
Don't you think your money could be better spent in these difficult times?
Your words hurt, Doctor. I thought you and I were friends. But since you ask, I'm rich enough to finance my passions. And various charities across the city.
Perhaps my words were too harsh. Please forgive me if I've upset you.
Oh, no harm done. After I die, all my fortune will go to the suffering people of the East End. Until then, I aspire to live the most pleasant life possible.
That's pretty much what I'm planning to do too, actually. I guess that was it.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Yep. Want all the things. Do I want any of these things? I probably should have checked while I was making medicines. Oh well.
What do you need from me, Jonathan?
Do you need my medical attention?
It would appear that old habits die hard, my dear. I would appreciate your help as always.
And I'm happy to give it to you, as always.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Good evening, Mr. Kimura.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Do you need medical assistance, sir?
Don't believe that I'm the kind of man with a fragile constitution, but I'm afraid my imprisonment has done more harm than I thought.
There is no need to be ashamed. We are all equally vulnerable to this disease.
Yes. I know now life is as precious as it is fragile.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
Returning the favor, huh? Fine, be that way.
This is my turn.
Are they both sick? Of course they're both sick.
Hello again, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
Indeed. I've never been good at explaining my feelings, but I can tell when my body is hurting me.
You have nothing to be worried about. You should recover by taking this.
Sounds so easy to fight disease. Too bad it's not the same making people smile again.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker. Good evening, Mr. Baker.
Why do I always have feelings of déjà vu when I talk to you?
Do you need my medical attention, sir?
I'm afraid I do. I knew we should have left London.
I don't want to appear tactless, but you're risking your health by remaining outside at this hour of night.
Says the doctor who also works outside at night. But as always, the imprudent person enjoys the company of their fellows.
Goodbye, Mr.
Don't
Baker.
know what happened to the dialogue there.
Dr. Reed, still conducting your nocturnal survey?
Do you need medical attention, Inspector?
I'm afraid I may have caught something. I don't feel too well.
You'll quickly feel better after taking this.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I really appreciate it.
Good evening, Miss Price.
You know you can call me Carolyn, my dear doctor.
Do you need my medical attention, Miss Price?
Oh yes, I feel so oppressed lately. And tired and feeble too. Thank you so much, Doctor. You're always so considerate.
What does she say if I don't give it to her?
I'm just doing my job.
Perhaps. But I have always been grateful for your concern, you know.
Yes, I know.
Goodbye for now, Miss Price.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
Nope. I've already discovered your filthy secrets, and I want nothing to do with them. That appears to be everyone. Okay, we have enough stuff to make one of each. I think I'm going to use the pistol against humans and the shotgun against the vamps and such. Still debating whether or not to use this or the surgical saw in the final fight. This one is a lot faster. And that usually helps. But then I might use the DLC pair. Who knows? Find out eventually. To the theatre.
So Priwen never left Doris's theatre after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
Range guy in a tight space. That was very clever, was it?
Over there! There's one of them vermin! It's a leech! Kill it! Oh my god!
I'm just biting for the fun of it at this point. That it?
Oh, it smells like rotten meat. One's near, I know it.
That's fine. Ow. Cheeky. And I'm out of blood. I didn't notice. Nope. 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 I need the blood. Coagulate has a blood-stealing thing, I think. I really need it. Stop charging me, son of a bitch.
Stop! Vampire!
Crap.
Back in the drain!
Nice. Appreciate that, thank you. Ah. Hold still, you. Those guys were surprisingly effective, and now I am hungry.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Here's a stage key. That's what we need. He's in there. I'm pretty sure the last thing I need for the side quest is somewhere else.
Step away, sir. Dilate!
Thank you. Not gonna help you.
I'll kill you!
No, you won't. Yeah, that's how we get in there. So in the meantime, maybe this is it. We need that key.
It's locked.
What else in here?
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
The last floor?
I should find the key to that box.
The last floor. I mean, top floor?
There's one of them! This one's mine! Die, vermin! Be strong!
Ooh. No. Target him so you can bite him. I hate tight corners.
Back, demon! Back! Lord, give us!
I have it.
Joy! It's fast!
Now open the box.
Okay, might not have been able to hear him so well. But, yeah. That's done.
I really don't know if I should read this.
I'm not going to read it. Right then.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy.
Still use the hacksaw.
Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, and internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? Are you sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
Edgar, as much as I would like to believe you, I have a few concerns that require clarification.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived.
Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theatre. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
I made a mistake. But what is science if not trial and error? We both know it, Jonathan, we both know it.
What a poor justification for your morbid fascination and thirst for glory.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Yes, Edgar, you're about to die. I won't say it's fair, but I can't say you don't deserve it.
Your words hurt deeply, Jonathan. But they come from a friend. I helped you, remember?
Yes, I remember.
The second I saw you in that bar, I knew we would accomplish great things, you and I.
I thought you were a vampire, till you brandished that cross.
You looked so lost when you opened that door. For a few seconds, I thought you were there to kill me.
I think we were both afraid.
And now, I feel true fear. Is there an afterlife? What will become of me when I'm dead, Dr. Reed?
I really cannot say, Dr. Swansea.
In the end, life betrays us all.
The drawer I wanted? This one is. Yep. Well, what can I say? He was an unethical asshole and he suffered the consequences. Unfortunately, London is too. Under normal circumstances, I would bite him for it. As it is.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elisabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
He was mortally wounded. I put an end to his misery.
That is terrible, Jonathan. And yet you did what you must. The poor man.
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skal epidemic, Elisabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Ichor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth. Are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elisabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
Wait! No! Elisabeth!
Well, that happened.
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need.
But first...
Let go!
Oh, great, more fire.
Want some of this?
Turned me around and ran me, and now I'm in a corner. I hate that. No, you. I guess I'm just not used to these guys being so bloody inconvenient.
Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall?
Actually, I might want to take
Redgrave
the back
will have
door.
to spare me a drop.
I'm going to try the back door. We never used the back door in this playthrough, so... back door might be better, who knows? Can't remember if I have to fight anyone in there or not. Probably.
I'm still persona non grata in the Ascalon Club. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I'll have to improvise.
You!
Harry? God damn it. Where was the damn parry? hell just happened there? Oh. That did it. That's nice. I assume he's in there? Yeah. Guess who, bitch?
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
No one can interfere with my mission. I won't allow it. I have made too many sacrifices in my search for answers.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
I could have told him that I know his secret. But that's a fun secret to hold on for later. Besides, it didn't do too well for Beckett. And he revealed to, what's his name? Hardstadt, I want to say? The Ventru. Yeah, he tried to have Beckett killed as soon as he let it slip, so, let's not make the same mistake, eh? What's next? The hospital? And the graveyard. That's where McCullum is. I don't know how I know. That's where he is. Perhaps if I had made him a vampire, I would. Yeah, so I walked in here expecting the ground floor to be clear. Pre-Win had showed up. I don't remember that. Yes, I died. I've been doing that a lot. At least I get to flip on this guy. That's the way it should go down. Still not sure if I should go upstairs or downstairs. Well, I might as well go up. From the sniffles, there was a sneezing fit, and now, well, yeah, sniffly.
You get that weapons ready!
Wah! Son of a bitch. You. Thank you.
Bloody Lynch! Oh my God! Lord, give us strength! No rest for the weak!
Move.
Man! He's dead! Go on! Back to the shadow!
Oh, I already did. It's all messy nowadays. Well, that's nothing to pick up. This room is open now, so I'm guessing.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu. Good evening, Vampire Hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you... You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
I have found the carrier, McCullum. The infection's source. It may be science or some supernatural power that's responsible for all this. But I will harness either or both to end the epidemic.
A vampire doctor. My God, you're a terrifying creature. Jonathan Emmett Reed.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
I'm all ready.
Thank you. Can we speak more?
Indeed. Why not?
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
What will the Guard of Prewin do now? Will you stop the Great Hunt?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect innocents from beasts like you and your red-headed friend.
Like me?
I am indebted to you for sparing me at Pembroke. But this won't always be the case. I'm no coward like those St. Paul's Stowe brothers.
How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she? And what will you do to her?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigated. But she is gone. Our scouts reported she has sold some paintings and departed for an unknown destination.
That doesn't help.
Adieu, Vampire Hunter.
Until we meet again, Blood Drinker.
They really should have reburied her by now. Couldn't just leave it alone, could ya? What the hell? No.
See that basic clothes? This one's a top! He's dead!
Of course, it'll get a little in. I am sucking at this. I can avoid them. That's what it's become now, hasn't it? Yeah, I had to research this. There wasn't any dialogue for it though, so...
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Not yet.
Easy does it, boy!
Stop stabbing me. Let me deal with this asshole with a grenade. Is this music gonna keep playing until I go to the sewers?
Good evening, Jonathan Reed. Can I help you in any way?
I found your notebook. The one the guard of Priwen stole from you.
And you've brought it back to me. That's excellent news, Jonathan. Were you able to keep yourself from reading it?
Yes. I give it back to you untouched.
Then, my friend, you deserve a little something to reward your fortitude. Please, have this, with my gratitude.
What's in the notebook?
I can't answer you, Jonathan, since you chose not to open it.
Wait, what? Okay, so this drawing is the floor plan of the antechamber. This is where you come in, and that is where you go talk to Usher. He's over here. Now, each of these symbols means one of these corners, obviously. And some of these... I'm sure we'll find one eventually. Yeah, see, that one has that symbol and a number of dots next to it. And the different number of dots and the different symbols indicate which of these you're supposed to walk on and in what order. The problem is we're missing the one with a symbol for the third thing to step on. And of course, without reading the thing, we lost the last hint for Usher. So I'm a little miffed. Well, Edgar's corpse is gone, but here's the thing I forgot to pick up in the meantime. Now we can get that final fucking hint.
Calhoun, tell me about your relationship with Doris Fletcher.
Oh, Doris. Cold fire and burning ice trapped in a perfect body. Our passion was as intense as it was brief. What an actress.
How did you meet her?
On a boat to France before the war. She was thinking about a career in Paris, and I was eager to try French gastronomy. We both returned disappointed.
I expect you've seen her on stage, too.
She really is the best actress of her generation. Such frailty and such strength at the same time. I hope she'll play again soon. She's been away for too long.
Yeah.
You sound surprisingly sad. Have you regrets?
I think of her as a divine dish. I'm glad I was able to taste it, but I regret I could only get a bite of her mystery.
You really loved her then?
She fascinated me, Dr. Reed. I can't imagine what she must have endured through her life to reach such a level of emotion and sensibility.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
I am not going to bother about Usher or the Dragon's Bane or whatever else is in that secret vault. I'm going to go to Pembroke, and I'm going to respec, and then we're going to get to the end of this. Until then.